Hello everyone, and I'm back with Dark Souls 3 Champions Ashes mod. Playing with Blades of Mercy. Have I cooled down? No. 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 Because this is all in one sitting. I'm pissed. I'm very pissed. Boy, am I pissed. Whew. Blades of Mercy. C tier. Definitely C tier. There's no debating that. C tier. Let's finish this playthrough. Because honestly, if I... Don't worry, we're gonna have no trouble with Twin Princess and Soul of Cinder. No trouble whatsoever. Because they're big. And we kill big boys quickly. It's the small ones we have trouble with. Yup. So, I gotta talk about something which I saw pretty funny. Pretty stupid, but pretty funny also. Someone is trying to argue the aspect that the 300 movie is problematic because they're judging a movie based on a real battle, based on a myth or a story, based on history, based on a retelling, based on a comic, that it's problematic, that it's it's racist, that it's homophobic apparently also, and that it's fascist. All of that. So the 300, as we know, Sparta, heavily militarized nation. History, it's not fact, it's not fiction, sorry. It is a pure 100% historical fact. Spartans were a military nation, pure-bred military nation. And they tried to argue that, you know, Sparta talking about freedom when it's not even free, just fails. They fail as a human being when you start to try to have that argument. First and foremost, who are you to tell a society if they're free or not? To the Spartans, their society is their freedom. It's their freedom to create a society they wish to create. No matter how much you like it or you don't like it, that's a society they created. That is a civilization they created. So it's theirs, and you're trying to now dictate how they should live in their society. That is not mental. That is retarded. I'm sorry, but I save that word for truly unbelievable cases where moron is not enough, dimwit is not enough, stupid is not enough. You have to choose a stronger word, and that is the strongest word I can say for someone who doesn't understand anything. In history, if we look at it, Greece was horrible. Greece was not much of a free country or some kind of democratic haven. Greece owned slaves, Persia didn't. Pure and simple. It's true. Persia did not own slaves. Greeks did. But to Greeks, that is their freedom to own the slaves. That is their whole civilization to own slaves. Just like for Egypt. That is their whole civilization that they created, that defined it, and it's their freedom that they're fighting for to keep that civilization. Can we argue in modern context who is the bad guy there? We can, if we look at the modern context, modern, then Persia is the good guy because, you know, they don't have slavery and all that shit. So they're the good guy. If you go by modern context, even though they're invading another country, so no, they're not the good guys, because anyone who's the aggressor is not the good guy, because they're aggressive. They're the agitator. So yeah, sorry, even if they didn't have slaves, they're still not the good guys because they were... What did I do? Oh, I burned the wrong one. So yeah, there's that. And second of all, it's history. Whether you like it or not, whether you love it or not, whether you want to accept it or not, it's history. Maybe it's popular to turn a blind eye. Maybe now it's popular just to focus on the Western slave trade, or you know, just apparently just the slaves in America. But America, you're not the world, or actually, Americans, you're not the world. and this is probably the left, because I'm pretty sure that the centrist people and the right are more grounded to a certain reality. But you're not the world. Do you understand how much slave trades there were in the world? The Balkans were enslaved. Sahara was enslaved. Sub-Sahara, Northern Africa was enslaved. There is slave trade to this day. Yet all of a sudden, it's the Americans that have these problems, and not the rest of the world. And they want to project it to the whole world, how someone is fighting against something. You're not fighting anything, you're crying. You're bitching and you're crying. If you wanted to fight slavery, you will be in Africa right now fighting slavery. You will be in Middle East fighting slavery. You will be in fucking Afghanistan, but Afghanistan is because of war. Still, point being is, you would be somewhere where truly shit is happening if you cared so much. Not in a first world country that is protecting you by a military that has $700 billion, not 700, $400 billion budget. You know, that makes you a pussy. Doesn't make you anything brave, doesn't make you anything strong, makes you a pussy. Because you're screaming, you're kicking, you're doing everything possible to make noise, but you're not doing anything. You're hiding behind a military. You're hiding behind a concept that, if you, by your apparently consideration, is fascist. So, what the fuck are you doing? You don't like history? Too bad. Too fucking bad. But here's the truth. Everybody conquers everyone. There's not a single speck on this continent, on this world, where a piece of land was not conquered. Not a single piece of land. Antarctica is conquered. So I'm sorry. But no, there is no quote-unquote indigenous people anymore, because everyone conquered everyone. There isn't. You can argue China maybe, but even China conquered territories that were not Chinese at the start, so no, not even that. And you know, China was conquered by Manchuria, but came from Manchu, and then there's the Mongols. So no, there's not a single point of territory where there's some kind of a native population living throughout its whole existence. No, there isn't. So stop with the ideals. Be real. That's why I'm a realist. I don't go with the whole idealism bullshit. I like to be a realist. I don't judge historical characters by modern standards. You can't do that! You know what that makes you, right? I mean, first of all, that makes every single individual in human history the most horrible human being in the world. Hands down, it does. Because, you know, if we let's see. There's now talks that Gandhi was a horrible racist, was very much against groups of people, hated the British, you know, all this shit, and yet you're trying to paint him as some kind of saint. Then we have kings, you know, the great people and all that shit, who are okay with marrying 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds. They're perfectly fine, you know, why the fuck not? And you might be saying, oh, but that's the context, you know, they lived till 45. Oh, that's where the historical context matters, huh? That's where it matters. Shut up. I hate this I hate the bullshit. And it's Americans, of course. I mean, who else but Americans? Am I right? Who else? Who else has the first world problems of starting to complain how history is bad? How people in history are not nice people? Wow. You know, wow. What a new concept, am I right, boys? A new concept. People in history are not good. Even if you want an argument, well, you know, what about Mayas, Incas? They conquered. I mean, hello, empires. They were empires, which means that they had imperial ambitions. So no, it was not just the West who was imperialistic. Everyone was. Everyone. Yet somehow we like to think about the... And I blame the Eurocentric history teaching. That's what I blame it on. Because all these morons, all these idiots are starting to blame the Western part because they're all taught the Western part. No one is teaching in schools the Chinese expansion into Asia. No one is teaching the Japanese expansion in Asia. But no, I'm sorry, my bad. They're teaching it somewhat because it's part of World War II. No one is teaching the Mali Empire. No one. No one is teaching even the Ottomans. Like, we learn a lot about the Ottomans because we were under the Ottomans for 500 years enslaved. So yeah, we learn that history with the Ottomans. Then we have the Bulgarian Empire, we have the Russian Empire, we have the Khanates, we have the hordes. And yet, you know, it's all about Greece doing shit and Rome, and that is all fine. Are they extremely important in world history? Unbelievably so. Oh man, are they important. But shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up trying to make it so that all of a sudden one side is the worst of all. No, it's not. Every side is horrible. Every side. There's not one clean individual in history. Not one. Because we're moving the goalposts. We're moving what's acceptable or not. We're moving what we like, what we don't like. We're starting to judge people by, we're trying to judge history by modern standards. That is unbelievably stupid. Unbelievably. I mean, how do you explain that levels of stupidity? I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. I really don't know how to explain it. I really don't. That's why I have no trouble with Caesar. Yeah, he killed a million Gauls. Yep. He enslaved a million Gauls. Yep. And he's a hero. Is he not? Is he not a hero to his people? Because why the fuck should Caesar care what the Gauls think of him? Why should he care? He shouldn't. Pure and simple, he shouldn't. It's that simple. And yet people all of a sudden wanna, oh, the Gauls, all the Germans, all the I don't care. The Romans didn't care. Pure and simple. If you're gonna follow the Western teachings of history, you have to also not care about what happened to them. And you know, we have Serbia, you know, has a mix of Western and Eastern teachings because again, we were under the Ottomans for such a long time, so we're definitely mixed there when it comes to history teachings. But still, it's just that history is history. Learn it, accept it as it is. If you're gonna view a historical figure, never view it by modern standards. Because guess what? Modern standards change. They change apparently very drastically and very quickly. I just can't wait to see when all of a sudden PC culture becomes dead and something replaces it. That's going to be a very interesting thing. Because here's the thing. As everything has a counterculture, everything has a counter movement. Because, you know, people don't like everything. Nobody likes everything. So, there will be a counter movement. There will be a counter to this that will replace all this apparently, you know, PC, SJW bullshit. It will have to replace it because that's how the world works. No system is eternal. None. Look at monarchies. I mean, they lasted a pretty impressive amount of time, true, but even they changed. You know, no monarchy. Here's the thing: the monarchy in the Bronze Age is not the same as the monarchy in the Classical Age. It's just not. It's not. The Roman monarchy is not the same as the Egyptian monarchy. It's not. The British monarchy is not the same as the Roman monarchy or as the Russian monarchy. So, systems change. Nothing is eternal except Earth itself. So shut the fuck up. Pure and simple. Just shut up. But no, it's the whole I have to have some kind of a view that is so drastic yet so quote unquote progressive and woke, and it's pushing society forward. That is just, listen, I would care less if it was just America. I really would care less, but it's quite evident that because America is a brute forcing the world. America lost all soft power in the world. Like, America has no soft power. America has all brute power, or you know, it has brute strength. It doesn't have any more kind of diplomatic power. It just doesn't. Not like it did in the Cold War. So people are gonna follow what America does, and for a couple of reasons. One, America is the biggest consumer, or Americans are the biggest consumers in the world. So clearly, anything that sells in America is going to be great. But here's the thing: what happens when China, which is becoming the greatest consumable market in the world? What then? You know what that means, right? Society changes how China dictates. That means we're dropping the whole PC bullshit. We're dropping this. Hello, centralized governments. Hello, authoritarianism or dictatorships or whatever. Hello, very much conservative views. It changes. All of this will change because markets dictate everything. The Victorian era was known because England or Britain was the biggest consumer. And so everything started to adapt to England. Everything. But now it moves to China. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens when everything moves to China. And it is moving. Like, let's be honest here. China is the biggest market in the world. Every company wants to be in China. Every company. No matter how much they try to deny it, every company wants. Here's what annoys me. South Park made an episode about China, making fun of them, which is in their right. But they got offended by being banned in China. I mean, what did you expect? There is no such thing as freedom of consequence. There's consequences to your actions. You decide to make fun of their government. What, did you expect the government is gonna laugh? Did you expect the government to be like, yeah, good point, South Park, maybe we should do something? No, the government's like, fuck you. We have 1.4 billion people, not you. Goodbye. And now they're mad. It's just like, you have to choose your battles. Not every battle is worth fighting. Look at Hong Kong. They decided to fight the battle about the whole extradition bill. A small battle, nothing large, but they blew it to the gigantic proportions. And what happened? They got something much worse. Much worse. Like, we're talking damn worse. So you have to ask them, was that worth battle fighting? You didn't win the war. In fact, you lost the battle too. So, you lost everything. All this commotion, all this waving of foreign flags, which I think is traitorous. Unbelievably traitorous. You're waving a foreign flag. That's traitors. If I was protesting my government, I would never waver a foreign flag. Never. That means you're a traitor to your nation. That means you're a dog. To that party that you're waving a flag of. You're not free thinking. You're not fighting for your nation. You're now fighting under someone else's banner. And a foreign banner at that. You're a dog. You're a lapdog. Just like Japan is for America. They're not a foreign, I'm going to talk this a little bit down behind it. I've been thinking a little bit and, Russia's right. How are they supposed to make peace with Japan when Japan is under American occupation to this day? And I'd be saying, no it isn't. Excuse me, what are foreign units doing on your soil? What are foreign bases, military bases doing on your soil? That is a military presence of a foreign nation on your territory. Tell me please, where's your sovereignty? Huh? What happened? That's just fucked up. Like that is fucked up. People think, it's not acceptable for a nation to have foreign units and a foreign military bases in their territory. That's just insane. You're not a sovereign nation then. You're a puppet state. You're a puppet government. Which is more and more true because apparently Japan will do anything if America says so. They will just do it. Same thing with Australia, same thing with New Zealand, same thing with South Korea. Although South Korea is fighting a little bit, but the point still stands. Look at Europe. They're mad because America moved away 6,000 units. You know what that means? It means Europe was too accepting of being a puppet continent to America by being accepting of having foreign troops on its land. How the fuck can you look yourself in the face and be like, yeah, I'm a sovereign nation. Oh wait, what are 24,000 foreign troops doing in my country? Oh, I'm a sovereign nation. Don't you worry about that. You're not a sovereign nation. You're a puppet. You're a puppet state. Pure and simple. Not be saying alliances. No. even alliances don't have foreign troops in their border. Just don't do that. You don't fucking... That is not an alliance, that's a puppet state then. So yeah, that's you know, a little bit of my talk. Either way, let's change our outfit, because we are done with Blades of Mercy. Oh, finally. I know you're the Firekeeper. You don't have to tell me that. I mean, I have to. I hate doing that, but I have to. I bought 2 of them? Wait, what? I bought 2 of them? The game crashed. Well, that's weird. Back to it. Yeah, that's my view on things. It's weird. It is very weird. Thinking you're a sovereign nation, but yet have foreign troops on your soil. That's so fucking weird. Europe is so weak. If we had actually a fight between continents, Asia would rule the world. Pure and simple. Asia would dominate everything. Why do I have 2 of them? I don't know why. Either way, Dracuil, sorry. 394 damage. It has S scaling and Dex, and as you can see, it might be problematic. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, or comment. I greatly appreciate the support. Goodbye.